1.
All right, there's the wink. Good evening. This is HNN, the Hollow Table News Network, as you're not even remotely close to around the clock Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news, reactions, reviews, theory crafting, and more source. I'm Faye34. Gotta get that number right. Faye34, your host. Today, we're joined by my two distinguished co-hosts. First off, welcoming Wonder Woman herself. See you later, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm just fine and dandy. And the ever illustrious Sir Georgius, now sans beard, at least for a while. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. Weird without a beard.
Isn't it?
I keep trying to grab it and stroke it.
To think? Have you been less smart this week or something?
It's so hard to think without it.
Oh.
You're like just half a second shorter, so the brain stops before then.
That's right.
Well, happy Halloween to all of you podcasting. And then the live stream, I'm rocking some Waldo. Sarah's got some Wonder Woman going on, and Sergi is, again, just younger. Is that what the...
Yeah. Clark Kent. Yeah. There you go.
Clark Kent, there we go. All right, just took off. We didn't know who he was.
Not supposed to.
Oh, got it now. As always, we will start the show with your HNN headline news. And today we have 6 headlines. Number 1, 2 new ships are coming in the game. We're always asking for more ships. So they were announced and their kits were just revealed. For once, they didn't wait to release the kits until after our podcast.
I know, right?
Like we're getting bigger and they're now starting to respect us more is what it is. But let's start with the BTL-B Y-Wing. Yeah. I really just don't want any more Y-Wings to come anymore, so I don't have to say the
I know, right?
Control-Alt-B Y-Wing. But Sarah, why don't you fill us in on the Y-Wing? Yeah.
So I plan to call this the Battle Bee because...
Oh, all right. Okay, there we go.
That's cool.
There you go.
On board.
There you go. So it is a Galactic Republic tank ship. So I haven't looked at this yet. Surprise, surprise. All right.
Well, this one actually makes a little more sense because it just came new.
It just came out. Yeah, exactly. So it is a basic ability. Twin laser cannons. Deal physical damage to target enemy. This attack deals 20% more damage for each ally with Valor. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Basic, if you will.
Basic. All right. First special, Torpedoes Away. Cooldown of 3. Deal physical damage to the target enemy and the weakest enemy, and dispel all buffs on them. Then the Y-Wing taunts and gains protection up 50% for 2 turns. This attack can't be evaded. All right. Now, does it...
Go ahead.
Does it dispel all buffs on the target enemy only, or the target enemy and the weakest enemy?
Both.
It says them, so I assume both. Yeah.
That's an epic move, I think.
I agree. Weakest enemy in particular.
Right? I think it's both.
I see this as
not that it matters.
A huge difference in fighting negotiators, because you can now kill or do a kill shot on somebody with their what's the thing that
undying loyalty or whatever it's called.
Unending loyalty.
Unending.
Unending. So you can do the unending loyalty. So someone goes into stealth, gets the protection up. So you can't target them for 2 turns. But this Y-Wing, because they're weakest, remove the protection up, hit them with just that 1%. But recently changed to now 25%, as we'll talk later. But basically, this move will kill that enemy that just got the unending loyalty to work.
Right.
Assuming it's powerful enough and not like a hit like a B-28 bomber does.
True.
Yeah. His unique astromech advantage. The Y-Wing has plus 15% max protection for each Galactic Republic ally, including reinforcements present at the start of battle. The Y-Wing recovers 10% health whenever a Galactic Republic ally is critically hit by an enemy and taunts for 2 turns anytime Unending Loyalty's effect triggers on an allied ship. When the Y-Wing is defeated, all Galactic Republic allies gain plus 30% counter chance for the rest of the battle. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Sounds tanky.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
A reactive taunt that doesn't have to wait for his turn.
Yeah, makes sense, right?
Yep. Always good. Finish us off with the reinforcement.
All right. Reinforcement, backup procedure. When he enters battle, the Y-Wing taunts for 3 turns and grants all allies retribution for 1 turn. Important to note, he is crewless, correct?
Right. It is important to note. So this is the first, really should be crewed, but isn't crewed ship.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, right?
Sergi, how do we feel about that?
I'm very happy about that.
I'm with you.
The less pilots that we have to take up just for the heck of it. Like they mentioned in, I think, the developer insight that there was one clone that they were thinking of maybe doing it that players have had for a long time. The only one left that doesn't have a ship, we've got Echo and Cody. I don't think Echo would get his own ship. So imagine having to take Cody to Relic 7 just to have a good, strong ship.
Yep.
No.
Agreed.
Much happier with crewless. In fact, I'm okay if they only go crewless from now on. It'll mess up what they already started with having pilots, but it's too much asking for us to gear up pilots.
Yeah.
It also limits them on what they can release for ships up to now. Because they think we got to release the pilot first, give him time to build him up.
Or try to add Royal Guard as a pilot or something silly like that.
Right.
No, I'm the same. It doesn't quite fit with what they did before, but I'm okay if they switch away for it for exactly those reasons. I'm gearing, most of my gears right now are actually ship related, and I prefer that they not be.
What if they're just, psyching you out, and then the next ship that comes is going to have a pilot?
Oh, I think that's for sure true that some of them will.
Yeah.
But I'm all for this as a change.
Okay.
To at least have some of them. And if this one can be crewless, I think any of them can be. They're not going to force them to. For the Battle B Y-Wing, I'm all for that. I feel like that was a good answer.
I'm okay with making, for sure, things like capital ships need a crew. That makes sense. A capital ship is worthwhile to gear up. Because it's rounds out an entire force.
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
Makes sense.
And they did have a little developer insight I looked at as well. So it looks like their point of this was to replace Houndstooth by making it more survivable with the max protection so you can use him elsewhere. I still don't think he's going to be a Houndstooth level because it doesn't have the regeneration or the multiple hits that it can take.
True.
But it should be good. And this one is going to be a marquee event on November 6th or 7th. I forget which one. One of those two. So he's going to be totally useless to 99% of us as a tank at 3 stars for a long time. So
yeah,
for the foreseeable future, I would imagine that most of us would still run Houndstooth with Negotiator if we have it, but maybe not.
I don't know.
Okay, you think? Well, yeah, I like it too, but are you going to do anything about it right away? You got to put some real Skrilla into that.
You got to remember, it's crewless, right? So you're not getting any power from your crew member.
True.
It's just straight ship.
Mm-hmm.
But a 3-star
so the stars are more important.
A 3-star Houndstooth was good.
Yeah, true, but that's because of its regeneration stuff, I think.
Well, you get protection up with the special.
Yep.
50%
and it starts with a lot more.
And once you do finally kill this Y-Wing, the counter chance can really help. Imagine Anakin countering dealing 100k crit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're almost scared to attack him then. I'm with you. I want that to be instead of Houndstooth.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, actually, now that you bring that up.
Yeah. And they mentioned also in the developer insight something where you do a full squad of Galactic Republic.
Mm-hmm.
The Y-Wing has 150k protection or something.
That was my understanding at 7-star, that'll be where that's at.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So that's good. I mean, it should be good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's these are the type of kits I think people want more in general.
Yes.
Like, we don't need them all to be General Skywalker. Can you give us
Yes.
5 or 10 of these for every Skywalker? Like,
Yeah.
it's 3 abilities, whatever, that you can reinforcement, and pretty simple, and you know what it's for. Have it in your team or not. It's probably not going to make the end of the world difference, but at the top end, you might make it a little bit easier to win battles if you put money on it. So I like it. I think it's a good addition.
Side point, not to go on this topic too long, but even if it's just half as good as the Houndstooth, being able to pull out Houndstooth for whatever future mode or doing extra battles in Territory War, TV.
Grand Arena coming up soon with
Grand
ships
Arena?
again. Yes, that's the main thing for me, I would say.
To put Chimera back with Houndstooth, as long as Houndstooth can survive, you can eventually do the Annihilate with Chimera's big move. Or actually to have a Bounty Hunter squad with Houndstooth instead of always having to put Houndstooth with
whatever your meta.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Great point. And I'm glad they see this as
yes.
Because both of the ships we're going to talk about today mention specifically Houndstooth replacement in their developer insight. I thought the other thing to go along what you mentioned before with the coolest ship, in the developer insight, they talked about like, oh, here's like some secret Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter is super good and very few people are using him, like a hidden gem. Like, I know his ship is good, but he sucks. I don't want to gear him. You know what I mean? Like, so I would gear just his ship. If you could just level his ship, I would do that, but I don't look forward to him. And maybe he'll be part of a Galactic Republic rework here, and then both things will be okay, but have that in there. All right, then. All right. And number 2, Sir Georges, why don't you tell us about the other new ship, the Hyena Bomber?
I would love to.
I was hoping you would.
The Hyena Bomber is a new separatist crewless ship, and this is the one that's our next galactic chase. So I think tomorrow, or when this airs, the podcast airs,
Friday comes out.
Okay, Friday.
No, first. Yeah.
Okay, so Friday, the galactic chase, where spending Cantina energy. Now, does that mean the Cantina, like just that where you farm relic materials?
Yeah, so basically with your relic pieces, you're also going to get you some of them hyena shards.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, yep, agreed.
And if you use plenty of refreshes, most of the time with these galactic chase, you can get a 5-star character.
Yeah, the drop rate has been much. Hopefully, they continue that drop rate that it had been previously.
So, Hyena Bomber is a dark side droid tank separatist. Robust separatist tank that inflicts buzz droids and protects allies. Basic precision blast. Final text: deal physical damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on the weakest separatist ally. So finally, somewhere in a separatist lineup, or even just dark side in general, I think we finally have a debuff or a dispel debuffs character. Even if it's just one at a time.
Yep.
Special 1, synchronized salvo, cooldown of 3, deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict 1 buzz droid on all enemies, which can't be resisted. This attack ignores defense.
I don't think I even saw the all enemies thing on there. That's good.
Yeah, it can't be resisted.
Right, that's the correct. You can evade it, but can't resist it.
Now, I don't remember if it just does it for buzz droids in general, or I think it's a Vulture droid unique, where if an enemy has a buzz droid at the start of their turn, then they go up to 3 stacks of it.
Yeah, I think, yes. I'm trying, I confuse it with the
Malevolent.
The territory battle one, and which one is the one that we have, and stuff like that. So now that it's farmable, as we'll talk about, maybe I'll actually remember what his kit does. But.
Yeah, I think it's part of Vulture Droid's kit where.
Yes, if they have at least one, when he gets a turn, they reset to 3.
Yeah, so that's important to keep in mind when we go over this character, because by putting 1 on all enemies, which can't be resisted, you're essentially giving all of them 3 stacks, and you can just focus on one enemy to kill at a time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Unique 1, Chatter. Final text, Hyena Bomber ignores taunt and has plus 50% defense for each Separatist ally and plus 10% tenacity for each Droid ally. It also taunts for 1 turn whenever an enemy gains a Buzz Droid, or an allied Vulture Droid falls below 50% health. Whenever a Separatist ally is target locked, they gain crit hit immunity for 2 turns.
That is a very good unique.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, we're just going to compare them because they're right by each other. I think Hyena Bomber is the better option of the two, all from that unique, because those things all getting the target lock and then getting critical hit immunity, like it negates a lot of the target lock stuff, and all those taunts, because the Buzz Droid's going to be happening all the time. The Vulture Droids below 50% are going to happen all the time with the new Malevolence when I keep summoning that, assuming it does most of the same things it did on that event, plus the 150% defense or whatever you're going to get from the Separatist allies.
Do you think this one is Houndstooth quality?
So it depends on what that defense is. I don't know if it's going to have the survivability to survive 3 turns of unending hits like a really good Houndstooth does, but it adds those other things on offense that Houndstooth doesn't, including ignoring the taunt.
Yeah.
Which can get those up there.
And
however, I
didn't think about it, but the developer insight, I really like the developer insights.
Agreed.
But the one for Hyena Bomber mentioned how it matters that this tank can ignore taunt, not just because of this tank's attack, because it's basic, it's probably going to be weak like Houndstooth or something, but Vulture Droids assist whenever a Separatist ally uses their basic.
Oh, I didn't even
something like that.
Read that in the got it.
And so you'll actually be getting a double tap from
on the ignoring the taunt. That's a great.
Yeah.
And the
hardware. I think I forgot
reinforcement.
The hardware. Yeah,
the hardware.
The reinforcement photoreceptors. When final text, inter battle, Separatist allies have plus 25% accuracy.
Ooh, awesome.
Are you for real? That is awesome.
No.
Additionally, they gain speed up and critical hit immunity for 2 turns.
Yeah, fine.
It's weird how they separated the 2 lines of text.
I totally agree. I just don't think this one is meant to be reinforcement.
Yeah.
Critical hit immunity again is nice, but you're going to be getting that from some of the target lock, and speed up is whatever. We're not here for its reinforcement, is what I would say on that.
It's meh.
Yeah. What do you
Sarah
think about the ship as a whole? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fill us in.
I mean, I'll probably use it because I feel like I have more dark side ships geared right now than light side. I'm curious. I want to try it in geo territory battles with the combat mission that makes you use the Vulture Droid. That would be cool. I want to see how that works. And then we'll talk.
Does one of these... First of all, Sarah, have you been spending on Negotiator or hoarding any get to?
I'm still spending on Negotiator.
Cool. Does this make you, do these 2 ships, do one of them make you like, oh man, maybe I should have gone Malevolence, or I'm going to just keep going on Negotiator? Or you don't think these will make much difference?
I don't think they're going to make much difference yet. I mean, with the Battle B, because it's marquee, I don't think we're going to see a lot of it.
Yeah.
Unless we see some whales.
Which all of our arenas have.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think I'm good. I'm going to keep going on Negotiator.
Excellent. Sir G, how about you? Does this sway you one way or another?
I really like to collect I like the collecting side of the game, so I wish that I had just stopped at 5-star Negotiator.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I want the Malevolent so that I can use this ship. But on the other hand, the main focus should be my ship arena. I think 7-star Negotiator. I'm waiting to unlock 7-star Negotiator. Lets you have 3 turns of the unending. I think that's gonna sway the battle a lot more in my favor.
Yep, and a whole nother reinforcement. Not that you get there a ton with that.
Oh, but... true. Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm okay with making. I think Negotiator will be the meta or ship arena. It's a little early to
at
tell.
Least for a while.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Malevolence will mess that up.
Yeah, I think Malevolence, just because it's coming out later, is going to be the slightly better of the 2 options. Mm-hmm. But like, I'm much closer on Negotiator, and it's going to be a long time for several people unless they really didn't spend any on Negotiator, which certainly will have some unlocks from day one when that happens. But I just got Negotiator to 6-star, and then I'll wait for a while until it's 7, and then maybe do 11 slide. But if this game has taught me anything, if for arena you want to be good at it, 2 middling 5-star ships are not nearly as good as 1 7-star awesome ship. Now the collector part of it of like, well, then I got to use both of them and have fun in the game.
Yeah.
That's an argument to have. But if you're like, I want to get highest arena payout, I think a 7-star Negotiator or 7-star Malevolence, if you happen to save, is more important than each of them at 5 to start.
Yeah.
That's where I would fall on those. Any other ship comments on those ones?
I think this is a great time for them to add both of these ships. I love that they just prioritized 2 new tanks that can try to keep Houndstooth from being the go-to for every single ship comp. So,
yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's perfect, and they did a really good job actually making these guys useful. You know, we'll see how good they are compared to Houndstooth. But Houndstooth set a ridiculous bar.
Yeah,
sure did.
How long has Houndstooth been in game now? Because he's been in
over
like
a year,
15 months or something like that. I think it was last August. I want to say.
No, I think it was earlier than that.
Oh, got it.
Well, you might be
some summer, late summer of last year.
It's been a while, and he's been in arena the whole time.
Yeah, from 4-star, and that was the best, in my opinion, the best thing you could wail on in this game in 2 years.
Yeah,
like, they were people in our arena that didn't leave the top 5 for 4, 5, 6 months until it was farmable, because they were the only ones that had 7-star. At least in mine. So they are still trying to recover from that shit, basically.
Yeah.
And I love how the 2 new capital ships they're introducing into the game, they've now given each of them a good tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like
it.
It's a good point.
I agree. This is the I love you, I know part of it so far has been, we've been pretty positive about this. Swing back the other way a little bit. It's like, why didn't they do 3 of these releases on regular tunes throughout the year? You know what I mean? Like we should have had more of this with just regular, a couple sets of 3 every couple months.
Like this style of character.
Yes. Yep.
Not more OP, but fun and
first
useful.
Order executioner. Like these ships are him in. Anyway. Maybe more are coming. Okie dokie. On to the content update today. Mm-hmm. So, in that, they added both of those ships. They are in-game now. You can check out those abilities, everything. I'm sure .gg will have their stats up pretty soon if they don't already. So you can check that out. But they did add several other new things. I'm going to say all positives. This content update is all not giant stuff, but all good things. Yeah. So the things I kind of pulled out from here, the TB will now have Chirotech to it. Great.
What?
Should have had them from the beginning, but at the end, when you get your thing, there'll be Chirotech in there.
2 pieces.
2 pieces? Did they say something like that? Or I mean, are you just like, that's probably, that's probably, you assume it's hopefully like, in between that 10 and 30 range, like all the other things are.
More than that.
Oh yeah, well,
Like,
hopefully,
I think so. The TB, don't we get like 36? Okay, for our guild getting 30, 31. I think we get 36 of the finisher pieces salvage.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So around there, right?
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully the Chirotech is
that much. At least give us 36, considering we need 100 of it for each gear 13.
to do anything. Yes.
2.
Agreed. let's see who's closer. Come next time.
Yeah.
Sarah's Wonder Woman says 2.
2.
Cleanly shaven man says 36.
Clark Kent.
Oh yeah. With the glasses and all.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. The next one they had that they're going to add new brackets for Territory War at 180, 200, and 225 million GP for your guild, and talked about having better rewards. Frankly, I don't even care how much better the rewards are, even if they gave me one more of each of them. Great. Another.
Yeah.
Only positive. That only is a good thing in my view. Hopefully they do add some other things. Oh wait, so there you go. More goodies in your Territory Wars. Chirotech's in there too. And get 2.
Yeah.
And get 2.
Yeah.
And get 2.
Get out.
No, get 2.
Now, is that get also? Or
Yeah. No, we're going to TWO in this scenario.
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. The first time I read this, I was like, who cares whether they add new brackets or not? But it matters because the new brackets bring more rewards.
Yes, that's why it matters.
So if you're already past the 225 million guild power, that means you've got 3 new tiers of improvements to your rewards. That's awesome.
That's big.
We'll see how much it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like my number, because we can't see it in game right now, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping we get like at least 1,000 get 1 from the top.
I'm going to say 600. Sarah, 2 for you.
600.
Ooh. I'm going to say.
Yeah, not in the game yet. You can't
I'm going to say.
Currently, is it 400 or 500?
Got it. Something around there.
Okay, now go ahead.
Wait, forget 2?
Forget 1 for Territory War prize box. I think it's 500 if you win.
Yeah, it's not very much. I'm going to say for the top tier, you'll get 1,200.
Oh, she's going even higher, man.
I like that.
That's like the top tier. You get 1,200.
Right, I hear you. You went from 2 on one to 1,200 on the other.
It's like 700 extra.
Keeping us on our toes.
Okay.
We should. That should be what it is.
Again, another check for good. All right. Yeah. The next one is small. It only affects probably 1 territory. Well, we'll talk about it in a second. They're temporarily requiring only dark side units in all territory encounters because they can't fix their game because of the missing button thing next time. So there are no requirements next time at all, just the galactic power and size restrictions. So I assume that means next time if you want to put Revan and Malik in the Asajj and Dooku event, go for it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I
actually like that'll be fun. Right?
I find it interesting that they're like, oh yeah, it's related to these characters, so we're gonna not fix it, but fix it. But like the disappearing buttons thing happens with ships too. So what's your excuse there?
Yeah.
Dooku invades everything.
And it happens.
It's Dooku. It's still Dooku.
It happens in Grand Arena.
Yeah.
Which is the worst.
It's just weird. I don't know. It's been happening for a while.
I saw some Reddit post today where some guy was like just about to get Kyber, took Traya in to finish off Ewoks, and the bug happened.
No.
So his Traya got a loss against Ewoks, which cost him Kyber.
That would be unfortunate.
How does it even? Oh man.
Now,
I feel like he's too heavy on offense using Traya against Ewoks in general. That's what you get.
Or
put a harder defense on. Okay.
Or his opponent just put a really bad defense out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Either not to dogpiling the guy, but at least you get a story out of it compared to most that are.
I don't know if that's the story I would want, though.
Oh, did you see the next change?
All right, yeah. The next one is possibly the most important. Not really, but
yes,
they are returning. Maybe they already did. Jedi Knight Anakin to his old model.
Thank God.
Yes. One, they were kind of confusing. One looked more one way than the other. Oh no, it's still the same in game. So
is it the
they'll
same
change
in game?
later.
Oh, it's dumb.
So, but they are going to return him to how he used to look, which, by the way, wasn't great. He's never had a great model, but it is most certainly better than Corey Feldman. So
I already forgot what he looked like before.
Right, it's gone.
But I know that I liked it more.
He was like a Van Helsing looking, really pale, long hair, scar on the face.
He just looks too cartoony.
Are there any vampires in Star Wars? Oh, very Halloween episode. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So enjoy that when you see it next time. Next one, again, all good stuff. Here, Vulture droid finally coming a couple weeks later than it's typical. It's coming to Lightside 4D, which I believe is 12 energy. When was the last time they put someone on a 12 energy node?
No. He's with IG
Rose?
6. No, he's not with Rose.
IG86,
No. I'm just saying Rose is like the last one for 12. Okay, and you get IG86 at the same time?
Because we really need him.
Charge up.
Charge up.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
great because I
case
do
scenario.
You just you get your Rose and then you go get your Vulture droid.
I am actually farming Rose right now, but probably not anymore because of Vulture droid.
Mine's been 6 stars since she came out. That's like my first marquee that I wailed on.
On Rose?
Yeah, I'm joking.
For a second, I thought maybe he did.
No.
I know. I was like, did he really?
She has been 7-star for ages, though.
So another good one. Great. And then the last one, this is important for anyone, me, for a Negotiator in particular. This really bothered me. But they fixed an issue with Negotiator's unending loyalty effect when it was causing a ship to be invincible when it was applied more than once. So sometimes it was not always, though. You'd put it, and if you did it again before it was gone, it would make him invincible. But it also didn't make it last longer, so it should have been going on 2 more turns afterwards. But it wouldn't do that. Like, it was all over the place and kind of annoying to fight teams that had invincible ones, or even have it on your own team and just kind of roll your eyes like, well, I won because Anakin took 17 hits before he went. So they actually buffed it a little bit. So instead of them staying at 1% health, they recovered 25% health along with their protection up. Hopefully that fixed it. That was by far the biggest annoyance for me with the Negotiator and running that, because it seemed to be all over the place. I don't think the applying it more than once was the only thing that triggered it, because that did not always seem to happen.
Yeah, I felt like I couldn't replicate it. Like I couldn't figure out how to
were you in the
exploit
same?
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder why plus 25% is like the magic number.
I
Just
guess,
like a round quarter, I get that would be. I doubt they could have put 2%, but figured might as well put 25.
better
maybe?
than making it 5%.
Yeah.
Then you'd just be like, oh, come on, what's the point?
Yeah,
Now it's a buff. I like it.
but see now, I guess.
Do you not want stronger Negotiator fleets, Sarah?
I don't know yet. It just seems it seems like they were like a small increase. And I'm like, 1 to 25 is not that small.
And with Anakin's health, it is. It's still not very much, but yes, no, I hear you. Wait, no, he has high health and low protection. So actually that is a big buff for him.
Still, it's all like a 10 or 15,000 health. It's still going to be a one-hit kill.
Right. Yeah. That's true. But it could be enough to add. Whatever. If it just stops the freaking bug from happening, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for on that. And then some other packs and jibber jabber. But good update. Good update, I say.
You want to look at the comments?
the comments. I was just going to say that. We're on the same
Were you
page.
really? Nah. Good job.
I was.
Awesome. So, hashtagger, I think, agreed with us that it would be good to go crewless. Now that they've gone
He's wise
the
then if he
crewless
agrees
route,
with us.
how can they ever go back? Unless they release destroyers and dreadnoughts where you need a huge crew.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's a good point.
I would still want crew in certain, like I want Han's Millennium Falcon to have Chewie and Han as crew.
Yeah.
But First Order Special Forces TIE pilot doesn't need crew. Anyway,
Or
that would be my distinction.
2 new tanks is great for the future of ships. All droid ships lead to General Grievous.
True.
It's true.
Have y'all started saving Cantina energy for the shuttle event yet?
No.
Or the Galactic Chase?
Yes, it's saving. I'm almost at full now, and then tonight I'll buy either the 3 refreshes or maybe even the 200s. I gotta do some math so it gets close to the 1,000 or whatever next time come Friday. But I typically don't, but this time it makes sense to me, I think, to say that.
You won't spend any Cantina energy tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll do 3 battles just for the dailies.
Right.
And then I'll lose the whatever you get during the day, 150 or 160. But come Friday, I'll have more than I would have by quite a bit. So I'm going to, but I totally get not doing it.
I wasn't planning on doing it because I don't want to miss out on the energy you get throughout the day.
Yeah, so I'm gonna save tomorrow.
That makes sense.
Because 2 whole days of missing energy.
Just one day if you didn't do it today.
Yeah, but
bedtime, sleeping, wake up time, sleeping again. So probably looking at like 30 hours of no energy.
Yeah, but I guess this is
30
Cantina where you get slower energy.
Correct. That was my
place.
Yeah.
So maybe I will do it this time, because the shards will be worth it now instead of waiting till it goes to a node, where I'm not going to want to do a hard node
right
any more than I have to. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I'll do that.
And it's for the relic stuff on top of it. Like if it was to add some ship other garbage, then, but the stuff we need.
And then Darth Ghoul mentioned they need to fix the 2 stray Y-wings with Negotiator.
Just so they don't have them at all, or?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like that they're there.
It always looks like there's extra ships on the battlefield.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh, that could be. Yeah. I like that it's easy to distinguish it from Endurance, but there probably was a different way to do that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Now you're going to look over there and be like, oh, is there extra Y-wings on? Kind of like Vulture droids are going to be summoned, only these ones, who's involved in the battle. Every once in a while, they should have a random bug where the ones in the background like attack.
Yeah.
Don't give them ideas. They don't need any more.
All right. Any other comments?
That's pretty much it.
All right. We'll come back to you, people. Thanks for commenting. Number 4 news. Last week on the Galactic War Report. Still probably the podcast, the only one I listened to about this game. And ours. It's
the only one anyone listens to. Nobody strays out to other podcasts besides.
Yeah.
Except ours. People listening to this are the best one. And I enjoy that show greatly. Sometimes, and I feel like this is part of their shtick. They're really bad at the game lots of times. Like neither of them have Malik or like the Revens or any of the things. So when you watch it, like, oh yeah, at least I did this. Like that's part of what they do. It makes you feel better about what you're doing about it. So I like that part of it, and I enjoy them. So anyway, the obviously the developers do too, because they're the only show that they seem to go on. They should come on our show. But anyway, point is they announced that Key Adamundi, or however you say his name, is going to be the light side GOTB tune like Watt. So cool. And then Malevolence will be the get to. So those things were officially confirmed. Along with the next number 5 news at the same time here, the calendar shows a Hoth TV on November 18th, but does not show the Dark Side Geo one. So one assumes they're planning on November 18th being when the Light Side Geo TV starts. Was there any other news out of there that you caught? I mean, those are good ones to hear.
From the podcast?
Yeah. Yep. Or that someone else talked about it or anything.
But I do remember that I said on our podcast, my guess was November 18th for like GOTV.
I'm not going to fact check you, so I'm just going to believe Wonder Woman. Yeah, lasso of truth him.
I said it because I didn't want it to happen during my trip.
That's right.
Logic.
I do remember something about it.
That's right.
So that was the worst time for you. That's why you picked it.
That's why I picked November 18th because I will be back.
Oh, God. So that's good for you.
It's good for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I don't want to coordinate a new territory battle when I'm in London, gallivanting and drunk.
Like you are at home all the time anyway.
Right?
One thing that they mentioned, caught my ear, was that they're really focusing on ships and wanting multiple capital ships to come out. The Malevolence really sounded like Malevolence is not the end of capital ships coming out this year.
Yes. Yep. Good point.
Know what that means? Hux.
Oh,
I think so.
Holdo.
And Holdo.
I think so too.
Which is great. Overload us with capital ships.
Yeah.
Like Hux needs to happen. Like that's like the most
sure.
Yeah.
Agreed. And they also mentioned they're going to change somewhat of how ships work inside of the GOTB. Like they'll have some new abilities or something about the combat itself is different. They were planning on that a long time ago and they just didn't get around to it. Now they're going to do it in the TB to kind of use it as a testing ground to see if it works in arena. 95% chance that everyone hates it, but
I don't like that idea.
Yeah, this is one of those like.
I feel like it's gonna break TB.
As long as I win the battles, I don't really care.
I like
We're gonna have more buttons disappearing.
Yeah, well, that too. Well, and where there's no more requirements, you just
go in and lose.
We just give up.
I like it. I think it's cool to have changes. They also mentioned that the Nexu, the Reek and Nexu are going to be in it. I don't know what the Nexu is.
No.
Well, one's the bull with the horn.
That's the Reek.
And the other one's like a cat. Like a big tiger. It's kind of furry. Has a big head, right? I'm just trying to remember. There's like the praying mantis, which is the Accolade. And then the Reek, I think, is the bull with the horn type of thing. Let me double check this. Yeah. It has the 3, like a rhino, basically. And then
the Nexu's like a wide-grinned saber-tooth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining.
Nice.
Yes. The wide grin is what seals it. All right. And then the other thing with the calendar, the login tune was Royal Guard. Whoever put that down on the Vegas line got some good money out of that. I was not predicting Royal Guard. So I will say the last couple haven't been super relevant, but I do think that's a sign that at the end of the month or close to it, they're going to do something with their episode 4 and the 4-year anniversary that's coming up. And they asked people what they wanted. Yeah. And so I think at the end of this month, we'll get something episode 4 related. There have been also a couple of people I saw mentioned about having Palpatine being in Skywalker. Like maybe that's involved in some way. I think it's more likely the episode 4 thing, but we'll see. We'll see.
Do you think in the new Skywalker movie, maybe Royal Guards will return?
Like they survive too at the same.
Or like Palpatine,
I mean,
he creates new royal guards. He brings
just out of nowhere, he pulls out a Talzin or when Daka revives and has them good to go. So I still think, and I think a lot of the episode 9 Palpatine stuff is smokescreen. Like maybe he's a Force ghost and not even in the movie all that much, but
what?
I don't think he. We'll see. We'll see.
Gonna be a lot of mad people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. And then the last thing that they had, quite a bit of stuff today, was they talked a little bit more about they had already mentioned the next Grand Arena was going to be First Order focused. Mm-hmm. So they talked about some of the new things. So basically they'll have some of the same feats that they did last time with Galactic Republic and Grievous, Separatists, etc. And this time they're going to have them with First Order. A couple of ones which I will not be getting, given the where my First Order is at. Gain advantage 50 times in Grand Arena. And then there's one where you use 3 First Order military troopers, basically anyone who isn't Kylo Ren. Mm-hmm. As well as one for using Phasma and First Order Executioner and squad together. And then there's one where you actually pair FN 2187 or Finn, the one that Sarah ran back to, and First Order Trooper to win battles. Like I won't be doing any of this stuff. And then there's one with the first where you have both of the First Order TIE fighters in to win and Kylo's silencer. Like they're just naming all the tunes that I don't have. Very good.
You got to get them for
for the feats. Yeah.
Now, when you say you don't have, you mean there's
I have them. They're like gear 8.
Okay, me too. I'm in the same boat.
But that's not. I can see that being like, oh man, now I'm going to gear these things for these feats. Like that's just not me. But I get it.
I see that. I see that distraction tactic. CG. Not falling for it.
It's the next focus.
So right, that's the you're in the same way, like right when they had the first Grand Arena Championships and they had like win a battle with 3 clone troopers. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try, and I did it, but it wasn't pretty. But now,
right? But now,
literally, my best team has 3 clone troopers in it. So that I imagine will be changing as well here soon, but not for this first one. I mean, this first one comes out in a week. None of them are going to be any better by then. Mm-hmm. And they are adding a single ship zone to the one next time. They talked about they might change this throughout several times, shifting the maps, etc. But what they can say is they won't shift the map within a single championship. So all 4 weeks that you get will always be the same. It's not like you'll have 3v3 one week and then the next week is 5-on-5.
Okay.
Everything within a single championship will have the same one. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to see what works and what doesn't.
I like that.
Great
change. I didn't like the alternating because I'd always think, next time I'll need to try this out for 3v3.
Right.
And then you'd forget by the next time it came around. Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you.
That's fair.
And that's for the news. I feel like this is one of the most positive news sections we've had in a long time. Well, that's because we're saving the Banth in the room. I didn't actually mean. I meant that for like this is all stuff this week, basically.
Yeah.
Like all good things.
Before we move on, going back to the feats. Now that since you guys have weak First Order, how will you try to achieve these feats?
I'm not going to try.
I won't even. Like mine are so. No. Okay. Let me rephrase that. If I have like it's the last battle, and I'm gonna win, and there's like Ewoks, and I can throw Malik in with
exactly
First Order Executioner and Finn. Like I can make that work. There at least.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like plan my battle ahead of time. Like this time, I did save Grievous once or twice for offense where I wasn't before. To get that just for giggles type of thing.
You won't do that?
No, I won't be saving any of the.
This makes
me like my Stormtrooper in particular.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure he's at 7 yet.
I need to think of another
Year 7
of like a sacrificial lamb team now because my First Order was my sacrificial lamb.
Yep.
It was just the space filler. So, yeah.
they're my hoarding. I'm currently building stuff back up. It's either going to go to possibly reworked Jedi Galactic Republic or First Order. I mean, that's like I think they're next on the list. Anyone that's working on them, I think that's a great idea. The problem is there's not enough of them now, and also too many to like, if you gear all of them, what happens if you get a Cody where he's totally useless?
Yeah.
You spend all that gear on it, so it's better to hoard it now than to do it.
But what if you need it for a legendary Snoke or legendary
Yeah.
Palpatine?
Yeah. Well, then, like I said, you got the things hoarded.
Yeah.
You're ready to roll.
I can't hoard. I see green plus signs and like just want to.
Oh man, it bothers me when I don't have a green plus.
What?
Right now, I have one non-green plus, and it's for the rectangular
like when it-
MK4 things.
Like when it's
I have
orange?
one piece that I don't have a green, that I can't make a gear on, and it bothers me.
Oh.
So we're the opposite.
So if I see like the green plus, I'm like, oh, gotta go.
I hear you. So that brings us to the I Love You, I Know segment. I know it's easy to get jaded by this game, but there's a reason why we're still playing it almost 4 years later, come later this month or next month. So each show, we'll talk about things we've enjoyed over the past week or two. So start with you two. Let's go with Sir Georges. What's been good this week?
What's been good this week? I helped out another guild beat the tier 6 of the heroic Sith raid.
All right.
That was a lot of fun to go back in. I didn't use my Watt like I had wanted to. It was still going really quick. So I wanted to use Watt in some team before having to wait to get Watt 7-star.
Yeah. Oh, good idea.
Yeah, but
you just forgot, or they beat it too fast? It sounds like you helped them too much.
They were beating it. Yeah, they were beating it fast. And whenever I thought, oh, I could use Watt in this, I didn't have any pre-saved squads or anything.
It was too much work to.
Yeah. It was like, okay, who else do I try to put with Watt? Yeah. But that was fun. This is like,
how are the rewards in 6 these days? And
I was already capped, so.
Oh, got it.
I didn't even get any. Yeah, I didn't even get any.
You just went and you were a good guy, and
Right.
Yeah, cool. I
It was
feel like
fun.
what a great way to spend the game. I think that's nice.
And then my other goal right now, I enjoy the Phase 3 solo team with Anakin and the Night Sisters. I'm trying to get it set up to where I can maybe do like a Nihilist solo. We had someone in our guild do that one of these last raids. Go from Phase 3 solo to then soloing Nihilist.
Oh, got it. Yep.
With their Night Sisters and Anakin. So that's my next goal. It would be so cool if I could do Phase 3 and Phase 4 solo.
It would be.
If only I had more opportunity.
Do you do it the same? Is the same tactic basically, the Nihilist, as the Phase 3? Because you got to manage the everyone losing their health on the.
Right. I'm still fine tuning it. It's pretty much the same, but the problem is, they're all losing their health. You don't have any way of reducing turn meter. So because nobody's toppled, there's some RNG of you're hoping that your loop can get to 100% turn meter and you just keep going while Nihilus or Scion are also at 100% turn meter. So like it's a coin flip. Who's going to take the turn? And then you get to do your basic. So you're like, good. And sometimes you can take 10 or 20 turns where you've both got equal turn meter. Yeah, it's cool. But right now there's a bug. And it made me go and do the Answers HQ thing where you report a bug.
There's a bug?
Yes, there's a bug.
No.
It's the most important one.
It's been a while since we've heard about a Sergi bug report.
Yes. This is the most important bug that they need to go fix.
We should make a new section.
Yeah.
Sergi bug report.
There's a few bugs. This bug in Phase 4, whenever Talzin dies, he can't be revived. doesn't matter if it was from a normal death. Like, I'm not talking about annihilate or while isolated.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that. I was like, she was not isolated,
Yeah,
but she did not come back.
Exactly.
Man, yes.
Exactly.
Thanks for verifying for that. That literally happened in the last raid.
It's only Talzin?
Only Talzin.
Huh.
Yes.
Like,
and I thought she was...
Initiate keeps coming back, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to revive Talzin, not Initiate. Yep. It's happened for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Sarah, this one's legit. We normally don't believe him, but this happened to me too.
Yep. It's so annoying too, because it totally ruins the solo.
Yeah.
No good.
There's some other bug. I've noticed a couple other. We should.
Hey, let's not push it here. Let's be happy with it.
We should mention bugs more. We should mention.
Sounds good.
Speaking of bugs, if you,
there's so many ways this can go from here. I'm curious.
Yeah. Go on.
If you have Brood Alpha on your team in Arena versus a Malik squad, a Sith Empire, when you summon a new brute, he'll assist your move against Darth Revan, even though nobody's allowed to assist or do extra attacks.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't cared to report that one, does it?
Yeah, it's on the big for.
Yeah.
You don't care about that one.
But since we brought it up, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Interesting.
Thanks for that. I'm not sure it's going to make much of a difference on people winning that, but sometimes it hits pretty hard. It might sometime. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, what's been good for you?
I had a perfect phase 3 of the last GOTB.
Nice. Good work.
Very nice.
Fill us in how. What's the Sarah walkthrough?
I am only counting because I volunteered. I'm not counting one of the ship missions because I volunteered to platoon my Houndstooth. So I knew I was going to take a big 0 on that one.
You can still win that. We can talk about that in a second.
All right, we'll talk about that, and then we'll look
back. We'll ignore that though. Yep.
We'll look at my bad ships. And then the Geo one I won. I don't remember who I used for my reinforcements for it, but
I think that one's the harder of the two.
And it's worth the more points. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. And then I don't remember what order where I used what teams. I'll have to double check my map. But I used Night Sisters, Talzin lead Night Sisters, Treya, and Darth Revan. There's only the 3, right?
There's a Seps droid one too.
Yeah, I can't do that one, so it doesn't count.
Oh, got it. How can you still don't have Droidica? V1.
V1. I need like 12 shards.
Got it. Next time then.
Yeah.
That
so
one's easy.
Time,
that one's easy. If you have Grievous built up, you're good to go.
My Grievous is just wrecking stuff right now.
Yeah.
So next time I'll do that one. And then the Watt mission.
You complete the Watt mission?
Yeah, I can do Watt. So yeah. I was surprised though, because I've been using my Night Sisters every time, and this was the first time in phase 3 that they went all 4 waves.
Do you feel you got lucky on like some revive times, or it was just managed properly by an expert?
I'm going to say a little bit of both. I definitely got at the end, the last wave was just like random clones. Like it wasn't Anakin, it wasn't Shakti. So it was like, it was lucky in wave 4. I was like, okay. Gonna take it. It got dicey though, but they held out. And that's my moment of the week. I'm gonna take it.
Wow, I like it. Perfect. I put her down. Oh yeah. So I got negotiated a 6-star, and I was having troubles with one other, like the other whale in my shard. I could go around him too, but I was trying to beat it for a funsy. That has all of them at like 7, so 5s and Negotiator and all them. And for some reason, I just couldn't, like 5 battles in a row, even though my negotiator was now Relic 7 and we had the same speed and everything, his would go first every time. I don't know if I was missing something with turn meter or something. Kind of annoying. Anyway, but then I 6-star negotiator and now it put it on easy mode. So that was really good. And General Skywalker is just wrecking face in arena. Like every night before I go to bed, I take him out so my other people can get in first. And then I wake up and put him back in. And then I'll do one battle on auto at an hour before my thing. So I haven't left the top 5 in weeks there. Sergey's a big fan of that.
That's nice that you take him out for your...
Yeah, that's what I think too. That actually gives me a chance to, like, I try him in other squads. He's not nearly as good with, like, it's pretty hard to win, actually, with a Padme team against the Darth Revan if General Skywalker is the 5th option in there. And he's certainly beatable. We'll have other people do that, but it takes some RNG, and they clearly just go around me because I don't move all day.
Since our Bantha in the room isn't about Skywalker,
I
want to talk about how much I hate Skywalker.
Okay, officially end of the I Love You, I Know segment. So Gigi can talk about the
Skywalker.
The official end of that segment. Because this can go back to the interview with the Top Hat. Top Hat was asked about the sentiment in the game. He said, I know there's a sentiment problem, but you've got to think about the sentiment and then the health of the game. I don't really see anything troubling with the health of the game. Nothing indicates that it's in a bad spot. Everything indicates it's vibrant and healthy. We just need to fix the sentiment.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Then the host, I don't know either of their names, but he pointed out that to change the sentiment problem, should start to change the reality, introduce stuff that will cause a change in the sentiment. That's a good point, because it's the crap that they've been doing that has created a bad sentiment problem.
Okay, so here's my knee-jerk reaction to that whole terrible statement. If you think there's a bad sentiment to the game right now, that means that the game is not in a healthy place. Yep, so how can you say that the game is healthy but that you need to fix a sentiment? That's like saying you're in the hospital and you're hooked up on an IV and everything and you're having surgery but you're healthy.
I totally get what he's saying, but it's super tone deaf. If they were there, he's looking at the money that came in for relics. That's what his guide of what healthy or not is, or how much people are quitting versus how many people are replacing them. Like, that's what he thinks the health of the game is. But I totally like saying that on air for that types of things when he knows every single person that listens to this show has had guildmates quit, or they are the Reddit people, like they're the ones that are so nerdy to listen to them and us. These are the people that are for the health of the game and the vanguard on what works and what doesn't. And if they, even if you're having some other people get added later, it's gonna tail off. If these people go, the game will too.
I feel
basically
like
what I'm getting at.
I feel like they need a PR person to make these statements, because when they make them themselves, they're just extremely oxymoronic.
That's what Crumb is supposed to do, right? But
he never does.
And they're gun shy because the one guy that went off on everyone.
Yeah, don't do it that way.
Years ago.
Don't do it that way.
Correct. So that's now. I'm sure the thing is just don't engage him. I would have done that too. It's worse to, let's just not say anything about Malik. We'll put out that only affected 20,000 people, so who cares about them? Yeah. And then they'll release the stuff this week, which is all pretty positive, and we'll go on.
Everything, it's all good stuff, except for the health of the game.
Yeah.
When I think of health, I think of how fun the game is to play.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That's it. That's 90% of it for me.
Right. And
Yeah.
how much variety and stuff there is to do. Like, and whether you feel like you're being cheated or not. Like, Arena feels cheap and stupid now because of Gears Relic 7 General Skywalker team. They're
not if you have him. I'm sorry, continue.
I cannot think of any good counter. I've tried to I've looked on YouTube to try to find any good counter.
Because you have one on yours, right?
I was just sent one.
What is it?
I was just sent a counter.
And now is this for a Relic 7 General Skywalker?
Yep.
Okay.
For Relic 7 General Skywalker, this guy in my guild beats it every single time with this team. He uses, let me just look at this real quick. I'm zooming in. Relic 7 Padme.
Okay.
Relic 7 Anakin. Not Skywalker. The old school guy. Sorry, I can't tell because the freaking helmets. 5s. Relic 5 5s.
He uses 5s on his team?
He uses 5s. He uses Relic 4 GK and Relic 4 Ahsoka. And he says Padme is modded for speed and Anakin and Ahsoka are for modded for offense. 5s and GK both have over 100k protection, and he beats the first place guy in his shard every single day.
I'm not buying it.
So here's the Padme can definitely work, but it's not 100%. And the problem with these counters that a lot of people have is it totally depends on how they're modded, like the Skywalkers. And so just having like this reminds me of,
I will say the person that's number 1 in his shard is in your guild.
Okay, good go. We can go over that.
So
anyway, the point is,
who is it?
And he's good with mods.
Yeah,
so.
No. It's not that bad mods. It's the specific mod. So
right, yeah, because no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to duplicate someone exactly.
Correct. And saying like this works for General Skywalker when there's only one on your shard is not always relatable or transferable. So, for example, mine. There's one guy that has beat me a couple of times, not all the time, but a couple with a CLS team, like a high relic CLS team. Because I have a slow offense only type of General Skywalker, and the Padmes on my shard have a really hard time against it. They can win, but it seems to be less than 10%. And I'm talking all relic for the Padme teams, but the CLS, because it gets to go before mine, he can take out Rex, and then it does a couple things. And again, it doesn't work all the time, but I think that CLS team would get smoked if I just put on another 30 speed on Skywalker, because it's really easy to get Skywalker that high because of the Rex bonuses and speed that he gives him. So that's like him saying, using that CLS and saying, like, I have the counter to GK or to Skywalker. He might have the counter to mine,
right?
But if I just tweak these things a little bit, and the problem with it is most people only have like 1 or 2 that they can even try it against.
Yeah,
so,
that's the other thing.
It's the same way that when Grievous, when people are first doing the nuke teams, it'd be like, well, no, this works every time. Like, well, no, it doesn't. You're just not going against a Malik that's good enough until you do these things, and then now we have it down to where it does work every time. But in the beginning, people were proclaiming stuff that wasn't true to work 100% of the time, and said it worked 100% of the time because they were only doing it on specifically modded tunes. Anyway, point is, Padme is one of, if the only counter that most people have that seems to be reliable, ish, but they don't seem to work on my shard against me. And I don't know. They haven't tried it with 5s, though.
I was going to say, are they using 5s?
I don't know how he makes any difference in that.
No.
But maybe. What he does, I'm curious. I saw one with Rex, too, but that just has to be super well timed to get GK, or I keep saying GK, but to get Skywalker when he has exactly no one else left at the right time and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Even if 5s does help somehow, it messes up with using 5s in a clones or your own General Skywalker team. So when the game is shifting towards squads instead of individuals, you can't mess up a squad like a 501st by pulling out 5s.
In Grand Arena and stuff too, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're talking, just straight arena, but that's a great, can't use that. And that's for people, actually, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Never mind.
I'm gonna ask him, and we'll see if he answers me before
Ask
we're
him.
done.
I am fighting Team Instinct, very good, well-built teams in my arena. And I've got a Relic 7, Jedi Knight Anakin, Relic 2 Padme, Relic 5 Skywalker. I'm trying to take a traditional Padme squad, and before I'm able to get enemy General Skywalker killed the first time, I've got 5s countering for 60k, 70k crits.
Is his got modded for offense, his 5s? Should check it out, because I want to do that. I have done it before, and I think it's a great idea. He also gives that to everyone.
Let me creep him. He says he uses 5s as a second tank for Sky Guy.
Like, that's a good idea, but
And that he calls Anakin to assist with him.
That's a good idea, but whenever the enemy Skywalker comes out of his first topple, or let's say his second, and he can do his AoE days for 150, 200k to kill every other tune besides your tanks, it doesn't help.
Or 300 in my case.
Yeah, it's stupid. Or Echo doing his AoE.
That's the one that does it for me. Oh man, I love when the Echo AoE goes off. Because it doesn't do counters, which saves Padme, and then it does like 150 to 170 damage on everyone.
He has 5s modded for protection.
And
No, sorry. On the 5s in the 501st.
The one that I was fighting.
I'm sure yours is, yeah.
The 5s I was fighting has a tenacity, defense, and health set.
Okay, got it. So he just has high secondary offenses. Interesting.
Yep. Doesn't have a crit damage triangle. It's a defense triangle. Yep. There's no reason
anyway,
why 5s
it's a rough team to beat. It's a rough team to beat.
Okay, so he says he calls Anakin to assist, because when he calls Anakin to assist, it also calls Ahsoka.
Yeah. How strong is his Ahsoka?
Let me check. Going back in.
But yeah, even with that, even the strongest Ahsokas are doing 10 to 20k on a hit.
It's just
his
Ahsoka
is
Relic, which isn't a ton, is my point against Skywalker.
Relic 4 on her.
Yeah, that's good. Those teams they can win.
Yeah, he said that he just has to make sure that as long as GK or 5s is alive, when the rest of the team is dropped and it's just Skywalker left, it's a win.
What?
How would
they beat Skywalker?
I'm assuming he wants them to taunt, so that Skywalker hits them.
Send us a video.
All right,
we'll play it on our podcast.
Oh! There's still other people on the Padme team alive.
Yeah, but he says as long as one of them.
I thought he was
alive.
saying.
Yeah.
That just one of those two was alive.
Sorry.
And they were like 1v1ing Skywalker. Like, no. That literally can't happen.
Tell him to send us a video and I'll play it.
I just told him that you want a video.
Because this is stupid. And even if...
I hope next time we come on here and you are saying like this is the best team ever. And it worked out nicely for you.
Going back to our original point of the health of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The General Skywalker and the Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan effect is not good for the health of the game.
Right.
It's not fun to have it wipe out every single previous team where the best theory crafting, the best putting teams together, you can do maybe a 30 to 40% win rate. Like, do you remember them saying that in one of their comments about how it was whenever they nerfed Palpatine when Malak came out, and then they thought, oh, are they going to nerf Anakin because he's able to kill Malak and stuff? And they said, we see that those that are using the Anakin team are getting a 30 to 50% win rate, which is within what we deem.
Yep, I do remember that now.
Intended. What? That's stupid. The very best counter has a 30 to 50% win rate.
A lot of head shaking going on.
Yeah.
On the on a semi-related thing, I don't know that we'll go over to a ton. But the That's the Moon and the Banth in the Room was going to be Malak, and the event for that, just to catch people up, they offered basically 150 shards to the Malak last time on accident, and then needed to roll it all back, and they brought it back, and then he was still offering shards to people, and whatever. They solved it by giving some people extra stuff and some less, and it was a big hullabaloo for that.
Solved.
Do you guys have any comments on that other than like they messed up? I don't know that it was the grandest of all mess ups that they ever had. It seemed like it was maybe one of the dumbest ones that they had, but I don't think it was.
Like what did you go in and change that this happened? Because it's already come around before.
That's a good question.
Like, did somebody just go, you know what? I'm going to pull this wire out right here for giggles and see what happens. Like,
I don't know. Maybe it was having a different epic confrontation
in between the two.
Like by creating Skywalker, they unlocked. We're going to let people get shards of an epic character.
Honestly, I think their make good was bad.
Yeah. Oh, they've always been bad.
Like it's just
I totally agree with that.
Like
a significant make good.
Yeah, it was terrible. Pretty sloppy in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this Malak event was the first time since Carrie left that I sat down and I was watching all this happen, and I was like, man, you guys need to bring Carrie back, because whatever happened when she left has broken your game.
Maybe she did it.
Yeah. I don't know, but like there are a lot of bugs and glitches and shards getting distributed that shouldn't be distributed and all this stuff happening that it seems like it's happening way more now than it was before.
I didn't think it was that big a deal. I think people are making a bigger deal than it is.
I think it only is annoying because you're at this point now where we've had our 7-star Malaks. We've spent all of that get currency to get him to 7-star. And then people, the day that it happened, I was seeing all these people in my guild, like, promote him to 7-star. And I was like, what the heck is happening? Because I didn't realize what was going on at first. And then you gear him, you put Zetas on him, they pull back his shards, but they can't pull back that gear you've put on.
Yep.
So it's like this whole mess now, because even if you take those shards that you were given and you put them into the shard shop currency, and then you take that gear and you put it onto someone else, they can't take the gear off of that character. And like, maybe you bought a finisher and now you have a gear 13 General
finisher
Skywalker
that you literally can't use.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like maybe that was the one piece that you needed and you had enough currency to finish something off or whatever it is. Like they can't, it's such a web now, like everything is just messed in with what this created. They can't roll it back properly.
Yeah. But I think the reason people are getting upset has more to do with the bad sentiment around
the game,
Skywalker, and the whole epic confrontation model.
Mm-hmm.
That's what set people off. They just needed something to trigger them.
If there wasn't for the get one and the like, hey, I need that, and I had to walk up hill to school both
Exactly.
ways to get
Yeah.
it, then it wouldn't have been an issue much. It still would have been, but not the end of the world complaining that was happening if those things weren't in there. And again, I totally get that. If you're like, man, I spent all this money to get General Skywalker and he's 5-star and he's terrible, but I just spent all of this get one on Malik and now you're just giving it to people.
Yeah.
That would be frustrating.
Or now all of these people are just getting the Malik shards. They don't have to save their get one for Malik now.
Correct. Yeah.
Sorry, I was watching a video of me fighting in arena, and the Ahsoka on her assist did 100,000 damage.
Boy.
Ahsoka's assist to Skywalker did 100,000 damage.
On a basic.
They need to get rid of that 2% offense stacking.
And make it 3?
Make it 0!
Yes, and I have heard a couple people comment on. We're going to talk about it now. With segue, this is going to bring us to Discord corner. Hey, it's the first question too. All right, so this is where people ask some questions. Join us on our Discord. Link will be in the description below or above, or however you do this. Number 1, RA898. Thanks for another question, buddy. Do you believe General Skywalker should be a focus for all arena-focused players, or would the upcoming sequel trilogy released dethrone Skywalker from the arena meta? Assuming you have a good amount of time to work on him to get him next time. I think on these lines here, the main thing that I can say is Skywalker is definitely worth it, even if, and I don't think it's going to be that drastic, there is another team that comes out. If you don't have Skywalker for Grand Arena or those types of things, and your opponent does, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. So I think he is worth every single ounce of gear that you put into him and the 501st now and in the future. It is that good. I just posted a YouTube clip of like the best full Relic 7s, almost full Relic 7 Ahsoka, or not Ahsoka, Padme team, but Darth Revan, and then that CLS team that I said that can beat on offense but doesn't. I just put it on auto and they're easy wins.
Auto.
So I don't know the last. I don't even do my arena battles. I just put it on auto and put it down. I did it during the show here. I like to get my thing. Anyway, the point is, it's a very good team, and I absolutely think that should be the focus for people now. Even if you don't have them yet, at least get the stuff so you have the chance built up. Counter thoughts to that?
I agree. I don't think that anything is going to dethrone General Skywalker in any game mode that matters for at least 6 months.
Yep.
Their model is epic confrontation character is going to rule everything for 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
That's why it's hard to get hyped about the new movie stuff or potential Mandalorian stuff, because it's not going to be anything in comparison to Skywalker. What might happen is a new raid comes out or a new game mode that they haven't talked about yet, and First Order or Resistance are really successful in that. Maybe that those teams can be the best or second best to work in that, just like Jedi Knight Training Ray was the best option for the Sith raid when it came. Not best in arena, but best for the Sith raid. Might see something like that. But arena, Grand Arena, General Skywalker is going to own it. That's the way they model the game. It's annoying to me.
Yep.
Agreed.
I agree.
Number 2 then, the real Arya Curran. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this too, because I feel like this is getting pushed back a little bit, including myself, and probably shouldn't be. So I want a little round table. I think we've done this before, but let's do it again.
All right.
Sarah, how do you farm mods? What's the best way to do it? He says, keeps hitting the mod limit. He just sells all the gray and green ones, and then tries to roll any decent purple gold ones. Is there a better way to go about it?
Yeah. So I don't sell mods based off color. I sell mods based off value. So obviously if I get like MK3 or MK4 mods, they're gone because you can't slice them. I will upgrade all of my gray and green mods. I'll upgrade all my gray, green, blue, and purple mods so that you can see all the secondaries on them and what's going to hit. If I get speed on it and it's a gray or a green mod, I'm keeping it. And if it's got a decent offense number, I'm going to keep it because chances are when I slice it, it's going to pop. One of my mods that I have a plus, I think it's plus 25 on Fallen Bastilla. It started as a gray mod. So I wouldn't just sell it because it's gray. Like I would definitely upgrade it, look at the secondaries, and then choose. So I will sell it if it doesn't have speed on it, and if it doesn't have a decent offense number on it, I'll sell it. And then otherwise, I'll start slicing from there, and then sell it if I don't think if it's a gray mod and it's got 5 speed on it, and I slice it a few times and speed hasn't hit, I'll sell it because chances are speed's not going to hit, and if it does hit, it's not going to be worth keeping because I'm not going to slice a gold 8 speed mod to 6E. Like it's stupid. So that's what I do personally. What do you guys do?
Excellent. Sergi?
My method, and it's a little catered to the fact that I'm in game, so I'm not having to worry about leveling up characters anymore. My main method is to buy gold mods from the mod store. That's where I get all my good mods from. If you see a mod in there that has a 4 or 5 speed secondary, buy it. And even if it only bumps once or twice, you now have a gold mod with plus 11, plus 15 speed, as opposed to a blue mod or a purple mod or a green mod that didn't bump correctly. So now I've got this useless mod that isn't as good as my gold mod, even though it's got the same speed in secondary, but I'm not going to invest in bumping it up further because it didn't get a perfect roll whenever I was modding it or bumping it up.
But what if it doesn't roll? Aren't you mad?
Not all the time. Like, no, I'm not mad. So if
this guy's mad if that happens. If I spent money on it, it doesn't.
Yeah, and it stays at plus 5.
If it rolls only once, and
I've got, if it doesn't roll at all.
If it doesn't roll at all,
it stays at plus 5.
That rarely happens. Because going by the odds of probability, I've got 4 chances and 4 stats.
Yeah.
So by probability, each one should boost once. That doesn't always happen, but it should happen once. Well, if it doesn't get boosted, but a different one does, that's where I'll get these freak mods like plus 7% potency or plus 2.5% offense. Which now that we are moving into 6-dot mods and stuff, varied characters, the game is rewarding you for having these freak mods that aren't only about speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I get to theorycraft.
Especially the percent offense ones.
Right. So now I get to theorycraft and use these gold mods that aren't focused on speed. Because, tunes like the rework for 5s and Echo. You don't care about speed on either of them now. Now you actually want defense mods, offense sets, and they're trying to shake up modding to where you need a vast array. So, but that's the main way I get my good ones. Because let's say in a week I buy 3 or 4 gold ones. Usually one of them is a plus 15 or a plus 18. But now besides buying them, because I have nothing else to spend gold on so I'm not having to prioritize do I level this toon or do I buy gold mod?
Right.
When it comes to farming the mods themselves, I now don't need to keep any gray or green or blue that don't bump the way I want them to, because I've got the equivalent secondary that I was trying to get in a gold version that has better other secondaries. So yeah, I just sell those. But try to take everything up to see if it will give you what you want for the 4 secondary stats. If you don't like the 4, there's no sense in building it or slicing it, because you're still not going to like the 4 when you get done with it.
Yeah.
Correct. As the tiebreaker, I lean a little more towards Sarah on this. But I do it's slightly of Sir G ones.
Most people do.
So, and not true, I have tons of money. I should actually buy more of them. So I will buy most of the 5 speed ones. Every once in a while, it's like a offense cross on a defense set. And it's like, that's just worthless. I'm not going to do it. Although, that could actually 5s could use that now.
5s needs
it. So point is, I don't always. But to go along with what Sarah said, I'm almost very, very similar to what you have. I'm a little more systematic, I think, on so grays, you roll up to 12. If none of them have speed or sometimes offense, then you just sell it. The blues, or is it the greens? The greens, you go up to 9. Blues, you go up to 6.
Yeah.
And the purples, you go up to 3.
Yeah.
If any of those are speed, I'll bring them all up to 12. And then from there, because 12 to 15 is where it costs the most money by far. And then from there, each individual one thereafter, if they hit speed, you keep going. If they don't, then you stop. So, for example, if you got a gray mod and you got a speed secondary and you hit the first 2 times and not the third or whatever, that's what I do for that. So as far as farming goes, you have to do a fairly strong mix of doing the downside of that is you need to get a lot more mod slicing things.
Yeah.
But every single one, all the gray ones, I will check up to 12 to see what they have. And then 90% of them are sold because they don't hit that criteria. But just like Sarah was saying, lots of my top end 20 plus or at least 18 started out as gray or green. But you also can't be frustrated by it because you can go a month of doing this and you don't get any. And it's just so much nicer sometimes to spend 3.91 million. Right? 1.7 or something with the ship money, something like that.
It's worth it.
So I think a little bit of both actually could work out nicely. And I should be doing more of it. Like with all now I need to spend all my crystals on the stupid cantina for the relic stuff where I didn't have it before. So some of that crystals that used to go to mods now go there. So my mods are starting to slack a little. So we should, I don't always practice what I preach is what I'm getting at. Don't ever let mods go to the wayside. They are as important as they have been. To bounce off of what Sir G said, actually, one of the things I really like about the Skywalker squad is it actually took none of my really good speed mods from my Darth Revan squad. That team has been left alone, whereas previous metas, if I'm switching from Jedi Knight Revan to Darth Revan, that obliterated all the mods on the previous team because they just basically needed speed. So I actually think that's kind of cool about the Skywalker one. So another reason for Sir G to like that. A couple more questions here, and then we'll go back to some live stream questions. But number 3, Ski Trooper, can you discuss any strategies for beating a faster negotiator? Is it best or the best approach to take GK to Relic 7? He has him at 5, but above that takes crazy gear. It does. Ski Trooper, to answer your question, my answer was to bring this GK to Relic 7 because I just was not having much luck. That's slower. So I've tried several of the going and trying to take down Anakin so that their first move, they do the Undying Loyalty instead of the assist one. Sometimes it works. Lots of times it doesn't. It's hard to kill him the right amount, basically, is what I'm getting at, so that it does the other move. And then sometimes other people said, well, then you just you put on the healing immunity on Houndstooth and just go to town on him. it's still a good houndstooth. The ones that are also relic 5 or whatever aren't going to be killed by those first couple moves either. So then they get it off. To answer the question, it's you still win. I still win, but it's probably less than 50%. Whereas if your Negotiator is faster and you're on offense, it's much closer to 100. I mean, probably 95. So the biggest speed difference in the game right now to me, or the most important speed, is Negotiator speed, more than any other ship meta has been before. I mean, Akbar was important, but I don't think it was as important as Negotiator is. How about you two? So you both have it. What is the tactic that you take against faster Negotiators?
I haven't used it because
No, got it. Okay,
because my Galactic Republic ships are not good.
That'll do it. Gosh, didn't you wish that they were crewless ships and then you could just have them up there?
Right?
I have been trying to. I saw this question and I've been trying to come up with a good answer myself. The strategy of getting Anakin down low health so that the first move by the AI GK will be to put unending loyalty on them instead of using the AoE days.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best option, except it's really inconsistent.
Yeah, that's it works, but it's really hard to get it to work properly every time.
Yeah, I think your 5s and your Anakin need to go quicker, or it needs to have a specific turn order that's not natural. Like maybe the enemy 5s needs to hit you to let your Anakin go first or something like that.
Correct, because then that all changes based on Houndstooth can go first if you hit him because of his turn meter gain, and Anakin can go if you get him down to where they lose less than 100 per health. Like if they lose their protection, then he will go. So it's not like you can like this is the turn order because it changes every time.
Yeah.
I agree. That's the hard part of trying to make that work when you're slower.
I think the only way I can make it work is whenever enemy 5s is faster, will hit my Anakin, giving me turn meter. Yep. My Anakin hits their Anakin, gets the target lock. So then even though the enemy Houndstooth taunts, my 5s can do the AoE or like hit the enemy Anakin again. I haven't at least been able to figure out how to consistently trick the AI like that, but it's not super reliable.
We're kind of downers on counters today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like people come here for some of these. Like here, you guys have some good theory crafting, and 2 of the answers have been like, guys, we don't know, we suck.
Yeah.
But I also feel that's a good answer compared to some of the like videos they get of like 100% Skywalker counters or auto a Negotiator with a TIE fighter pilot. Someone that like was the worst clickbait title I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
Great garbage. It didn't even show any of that and wouldn't. Anyway, point is, those teams are the meta for a reason.
Which, going back, not to be too negative, that's really bad for the health of the game.
Yeah.
It's a cheap trick to me to make it, you need to spend money to get your Negotiator GK pilot to Relic 7 to go first. Because if you go first, you can daze the other team. So that even though they're just 1 speed slower, their move that daze and mass assist. So it's a daze plus a mass assist, which gives 5's turn meter and who knows what else.
And the Valor to get your next move even faster than the next one after that.
That's right. Yep. All that happens just because you're not dazed. But the next person that's just 1 speed slower, they use the exact same move, but none of their people assist. And most of the time, I keep getting buff immunity on my 5s or something to where 5s can't get the Valor. And so then my whole team is stunted for the rest of the match at 25 or 50% of my capital ship turn meter slower. And that's why a lot of us don't understand.
And they have like less offense and stuff too.
Yeah,
because
true.
They don't have Valor with Anakin's unique.
But I've seen multiple comments where they ask, how is my capital ship still on cooldown for the special when the enemy just used theirs? And it's because of this weird Whoever goes
Valor.
first, yep. The Valor screwing with the capital ship turn meter. Only a certain couple of your ships are able to get Valor, and it can get dispelled. It's a mess, and it's really annoying how it's all about having the fastest capital ship. So I'm sorry we don't have a good answer, Ski Trooper. I think that CG is sitting there saying, okay, what's a good counter to this? Okay, let's fix it before we release it.
And the real answer to that question was GK was my, like, I didn't ever plan on putting GK to Relic 7. But if I don't want to bang my head against the wall every day in Ship Arena, it's absolutely worth it to at least have a 50-50 chance to go against the best ones. So I strongly, along with him just being a good character, I think GK is worth getting to Relic 7. Like, I think Grievous, Jedi Knight Anakin, and General Skywalker, if we have them, are all like, you really should have these Relic 7. And I now think GK is in that group of 4 if you run Negotiator. If you don't, obviously, whatever. But I think it's that important for the reasons that we talked about there. All right, and last one, Atazel, new to the questions here. Thanks for joining, buddy. Is Relic 4 or higher Jolie really the only true counter to a Relic 7 General Grievous? This one I actually have a little bit better counter to. No, because it's Darth Revan, and that's all I got. I haven't been able to make, because I don't have, mine are all Gear 12. I don't have any.
Yeah, mine's Gear 12.
Jedi Knight Revan in the team in the relics at all. And the times that I have tried to take down a good Relic 7 with like either the Bastila lead, and then people are starting to get high Relic B1s, I just get smoked. It's not even close. So I have Darth Revan on offense for General Grievous. It's not for other Darth Revans. It's for Grievous. And even then, I lost one time with my Darth Revan. That was a kick in the old.
Really?
It was
I believe it.
Against R6, a Relic 6 B1, and I just couldn't get to.
It's hard to imagine
to take him down in time. Yeah, it's a great team. You have to, if you can get it right, like if you time Deathmark and then you get HK's AOE, it's an easy high banner win. But if you don't, like if you kill the wrong guy at the wrong time and he gets to go again, you can get dicey. So it sounds like Sarah hasn't. Sir G, have you used and I absolutely can see Jedi Knight Revan if you were at equal relics holding his own on offense for sure. I've seen that. I know people are consistent with that. I think that is the right answer, but Darth Revan is probably a better answer for many people.
My favorite true counter is Rex-led clones versus General Grievous. The only
have you? And mine weren't at my. I wasn't as good as that. So tell us in.
Yeah.
I've done a couple, and I have one.
It's a difficult strategy. The trick is you need to not kill anybody until you can kill Grievous with Rex's
with your Rex
ultimate
thing. Yeah.
So I like it best when you can have Rex, Fives, Echo, Shock T, and Barris. So I will do little taps against B2 or B1 or whoever the 5th is. Try to get a stun or a dispel somehow on the IG-100 Magna Guard so that you're able to target Grievous. But it's actually good to have the B2 take lots of turns to trigger his full turn meter, because he'll do an AoE with at least 2 or 3 crits. Barris will heal you. You've now got a lot of turn meter. I can manipulate the match to where I can stun Grievous without making him lose all his protection, and never let Grievous take a turn until my Rex is able to one-shot him. By exploiting also that B2 on the enemy team keeps using the AoE, keeps giving crits to my team. Because B1's not giving any crits doesn't help. But B2, letting him live. So like with the Jedi strategy, you're trying to kill B2 quickly.
Yep.
But with the Rex one, I let B2 live. His critical hits will just heal if I have Barris on the team. And it's pretty consistent. Even when it goes poorly, like even when I accidentally kill one of the enemy units because it's too hard to jump around without killing, or Grievous takes a turn and wipes out some of mine, it'll normally trigger the savior effect from 5s, and then my Echo Rex are strong enough that they can finish out the match.
Survive the rest. There you go. Finally, you're useful today. Do you have your counter for that?
I'm here for something. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I was here more than I was. Mine was just use the best team you have. So yours is actually, hey, this is something that maybe you guys should try for. And again, with these, I will say for you too, it's not like you're using Gear 12 against Relic 7 droids too. You know, it's not you got to make sure that you have tunes that are, maybe if they're not exactly the same relics, they're close-ish.
They're similar.
Am I wrong on that?
I use my Gear 12 clones.
All Gear 12 for the clones?
I've now got 5s up, but besides that, all Gear 12.
All right. Yeah.
I'll see if I can find a video.
Put it up. Join on the live stream. Speaking of which, fill us in with some, is there any live streaming input?
Yes. For the live stream, we have... Gotta look through... So CG is releasing a BLT bomber. A BLT sandwich bomber. I thought it was funny. Yeah. How can you forget the Nexu? He's the one who made Midriff Padme.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I forgot that as a thing. Yeah. Thank you. Doja-san. Probably do Jason. Do Jason. Shouts anyway.
Cavalcanti said he loves us in the podcast. He doesn't like the stream as much. But
that's cool.
Podcast
is the way I would listen to it most of the time. But we're super happy that people are on the live stream as well.
Hashtag countered with, as a visual person, I've never heard the podcast. Love the stream.
Good. And you do a lot of background stuff during this. I'm usually not actually watching it. But I do, for the people podcasting, I try to, even if we're answering these questions, I try to make it, I think this is a podcast first type of show that we're trying to make sure that everything is relevant to, if you're just using your earballs and not your eyeballs.
Right. Yes. Then...
Except now with the silence. Way to let me down, Sergi.
N.R. Wilson said, all my crystals seem to go to relics. And what relic level should Grandmaster Yoda be?
Oh.
I think he's a good relic for the offense that you get out of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have him relicked at all. So I'm not the right person for that. Because Jedi Knight Revan does what I need him to. He can win on offense pretty easy in Grand Arena. But I'm not using him against Grievous. I'm not using him against Darth Revan. I'm using him against B-tier squads.
If you had to relic him, how high would you take him?
4 or 5. I think that's almost the answer for every attacker, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think 4 is safe for all characters. That's when you kind of run out of all your cheap gear. That's when the ask of the Jawa scavenger is like, okay, give me some of the good stuff. Give me the.
Mm-hmm.
But mine's at Relic 4. I really like Strong Yoda. I did it for the Sith raid to beef up my Phase 2 team.
And did it? I'm sure it did.
It did. It did. Like, I do it full on auto most of the time. And it improved the auto score at least 2 million.
Nice. What do you get on auto? Mine's like 6 on auto.
Yeah, I think it was 6. Now it's usually at least about 9. But that's
on auto?
on auto. But that's after I took my Revan up to Relic 3 well.
Nice.
So the two of them, it's great. I think I did Yoda also to help with fighting General Grievous, but I feel like Jedi are just a losing battle versus Grievous. I don't have the resource to take my Jolie up. I won't be able to tell you if that helped. But I think it's worth it just for the raid score. Then
excellent. And one more? Or...
Yes. We got the question, Clones Gear 12 versus General Grievous. Seriously, Sir G? Yes, I'll find the video.
Yeah, he seems to be looking here a lot for...
Yeah, there you go.
And then we got the question, who would you relic first, Yoda or B1?
Well, I know that answer, B1, because I did it.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's a fantastic relic. He does so much damage. It's great. But I totally get... So it depends what you're using it for. I just like droids better. But I think they're very equivalent relics. Because the Grandmaster Yoda one isn't going to give you a ton of survivability no matter what you do. He's not going to be very survivable. It just gives them both a lot of offense.
Right. I think I would do B1, only because I'm having a lot of fun with Grievous right now. Like, a lot of fun with Grievous.
This is like a lot of fun.
Like a lot of fun.
Into, like, that's too much fun.
Like, I'm
Let's
really
roll
glad.
it back a little, Sarah. Let's roll it back.
I'm really glad he's our son.
All right. On to the rank and file segment where we talk about the movers and the shakers in the meta and what to expect next. A little bit different here. So Darth Revan all the way down to 71%. Remember when 71% used to be a ridiculously high number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh boy, it's down to 71. It's a whole new world. Anyway. But there's that. Padme, poor IG-88, is now in second at 8%. And 88 is in 7. General Skywalker, 308 of them, 4%. I assume that's pretty close to the roughly how many people have him 7-starred at the moment. But keep an eye on General Skywalker. He will continue to make his climb as more and more people get the Get one. But I still think it'll be a little bit like I think people either hoard or don't. So there aren't a ton of people that had 35,000 Get one. You know what I mean? Like that are going to be getting. It was either they had 1 or 5,000 or they had 50. So that'll still be in a couple months. Let's look at what we haven't looked at in a long time is the fleet meta. I'm sure that's changed quite a bit. Home 1 down to 53%. I think the last time we checked it was 95.
That's good.
Negotiators at 43. So also that will be climbing up some more. But that's 53 and 43. That's a nice change for that. At least from where it was. And last but not least, let's head to Uncle Owen's Moisture Farm to talk about who and what we're currently farming in game, because everyone knows works comes before going to Tashi Station to pick up power converters. Sarah, what are you farming? What should everyone else be farming?
Whew. I'm farming relic mats. Shocking.
Yeah.
Farming.
It's almost like silly to say it this time now, but I'm still going to say it every time.
Still farming them.
Yep.
Rose.
Wait, who are you farming them for? Sorry.
My relic mats?
Yeah.
I don't know who I want to relic next because I don't know if I should work on
So these are just generic. They're not force specific.
I'm just I'm just bringing them in, creating a stockpile. I kind of want to keep relicking BB-8 just because why not? But I also need to gear 13 some more characters, and I don't know who to gear 13 next. So
what are the options?
Well, actually B1 is pretty close. I just need 12 shards.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to gear 12 of them, and then he'll be way on his way. I think it's gonna end up being I might do Padme, my Padme team, because they're all pretty much gear 12 now. I think it's gonna end up being people for Sky Guy.
Yeah, and so the other good thing about that is There are a couple of them that have ships, but more importantly,
Yeah.
light side GOTB is coming up. Like everything Galactic Republic is going to be very good. So I think,
So maybe I should do GK.
yeah, so clones, GK, Padme. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those ones.
Yeah. So it's going to be something there. So I'm just farming and keeping them in a stockpile.
Excellent.
Rose and now Vulture Droid.
Where's Rose at?
She's almost 6-star.
Got it.
Yeah. She's getting there. Holdo.
Play everyone's favorite. Continue.
Yep. I finished Emperor's Shuttle.
Excellent. Congrats.
So I don't think I'm going to use it until that. We'll see. Every time I've used it, it hasn't really worked that well. And now I'm realizing why it hasn't worked that well. But it's done. And then I need 12 more V1 shards. And Shakti and General Anakin. And they're almost done too. I think I need 40 something of Anakin's ship and something of ship. Like it's almost done. So and then it's all gear. Like as soon as I'm done their nodes, I go back for gear. So it never
marvelous.
Yeah. Those Chirotech pieces.
They're so dumb.
Oh,
so dumb.
The whole two we get.
That we'll get from there. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get a lot more.
Sir G, how are you?
I am now going to be farming the Vulture Droid. That's really exciting.
Only 12 energy. 60 gets you a whole batch. It's great.
Yeah. I am farming relics. I have taken my Padme up to Relic 2, my GK up to Relic 5, hoping that would help in Arena. It has not. I have gotten my Wampa up to Relic 3.
Oh, nice.
My R2 up to Relic 2. He was only Gear 12. I hope that would help in Arena. It did not.
Bummer. But on the plus side, you have him at Relic 2. It's not, he's a good tune to have there. It's not like he wasted it. But you have this idea, I've been there, where you're like, yeah, I just need this one to get here. And then you do it and it's still just as bad.
Yeah. With him I'm okay, kinda. Because again, he helps my raid team phase 1. Like my goal now is to try to help my raid teams get high again. Because that's the only thing I can like to Relic. It's my Skywalker I don't have him 7-star. I can't work on that squad right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Disappointing that it hasn't helped with Arena yet, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm just farming relics. I had 6,000 crystals, but then I spent it on Chirotechs and crap, so that I'm now at 800 crystals.
You're like me.
Yeah.
I had 9,000, now I'm down to 2.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Similar. I was doing Rose. She's at like 74 out of 100, but now I'm going to be doing the Vulture instead. Maybe she'll get some love. It's hard to love Rose. And then I am GK to 7. So I'm going to get the rest of the 501st team to 5, I believe. Rex is only 1. Ahsoka is only 2. 5's is 4 and Echo is now 5. So those are what I'm working on with my relics. I'm doing that, and then just gear to gear. Like I said, I got to make sure I have at least one of everything. That MK4 thing's really bothering me. I only have 30. Getting that, and I did finish Embo finally. That's been a long time. And then I did Padme. I did spend some crystals to get Chirotech so I could get Padme to gear 13. I wasn't sure if she was going to be useful before for it or like needed it because she is not hit all that often and gains the protection up and stuff. Yeah. But it makes a pretty big difference. I'm glad I did it. And again, all of those are only going to be more and more needed for territory battle, unless they just can't fix their game and they just decide that none of them are required. And you can use anyone in the, like they're doing on the dark side one, I guess.
Yeah.
All the bugs.
For sure. All right. And any other comments on that or live stream questions before we finish up?
What is the best 5th in General Grievous team for Grand Arena defense? Watt Droideka. Also, I miss Sir G's beard.
Me too. Clark Kent.
Me too.
What's the answer?
Mm-hmm.
I think Watt is best, even though
I do too.
Watt is so useful in so many places. But his revive, as well as the permanent taunt on the tanks, that destroys my strategy. My clone strategy.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't work. Doesn't work if there's Watt.
Even when I dispel and stun the tanks, the taunt is still there. So
then they get their health back and everything. I think Watt's the best answer too. Even though I don't use him there because I just love using him with Newt so much.
You love Newt.
I love Newt. He's the best.
He's a lovable scoundrel.
I just had to. What was I doing it for? I moved some speed off of him for a reason. Oh, to get some more some 6E mods on ship stuff. And it really killed me to have my Newt go from like 314 to speed to like 309 or something like that. Even though he doesn't need to be 314. Mm-hmm. There's no reason that it has to be that. It just really bothered me. Like, no, I don't want to, but it's gonna like make my ships way better and have a noticeable difference because it was gonna bump the next speed up. It's like, but new. Like, okay.
And then Faye,
that's me.
Do you think Echo's Zeta is useful now in the gas team, General Skywalker team?
No. I'm still glad I have it, and I do. So you can, when you use it, you can see it works. Like, so he'll take away the foresight, especially from my Darth Revan team. It's an extra like 20,000 damage right away to Bastila and Darth Revan. But in the large scheme of thing, I don't think I'm winning or losing battles based on that. So I don't think it's a good Zeta yet. It might be come territory battle time. But I'm glad I have it. It's actually kind of fun to hit someone with foresight and they still get 20 to 30,000 damage. And then, but hold off. I wouldn't recommend people use it. At least hoard it for a while. So definitely not necessary. It is a bonus one. And it really bothers me if my arena team doesn't have all the Zetas.
It's like those pluses for your gear.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what. It doesn't feel right. Like if I'm going to use this for a while, they need all the Zetas.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just how the world works.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining me, you two.
Yeah.
No problem.
Everyone enjoy Halloween, Wonder Woman, Clark Kent.
The Great
This
Pumpkin,
is Waldo
Charlie Brown movie.
Signing off. Oh, are you going to watch that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Love
it's
that
on
movie. ABC.
Supposed to be really cold here, so we got to dress up with the kids anyway. We'll see. This hat has been super hot the whole time. My ears are like,
oh, wow, yeah.
But I got to stay in character.
Gotta wear it tomorrow.
That's just how it works. Thanks for everyone on the live stream and listening on the podcast. We had fun. As always, that'll do it. Until next time, Chewie, we're home. Peace, people.
Cool.